Hi, how are you doing? My name is Rohit and I'll be breaking down the 65th match of this year's IPL with Saudi Rajasthan Royals taking on the Punjab Kings in Guwahati, where RRs will be playing their last two home games of the season. And, well, it's beginning to look a bit of a concern for Rajasthan, despite the fact that they've qualified for the playoffs due to a myriad of other results going their way. They've now lost their fourth in a row. Punjab Kings win this one by 5 wickets, and Rajasthan somehow still in second place with 16 points. See, that's the good thing about starting your season strong. It gives you a huge cushion when you get to the back end, but losing 4 in a row like this, and these last 2 games in particular for Rajasthan, they just look clueless. They started poorly with the bat, and unlike in previous matches where Josh Butler would at least try to give them a positive start, the ECB, England Cricket Board, has asked that all English players that are in England's T20 squad for the T20 World Cup coming soon, they should all be back on English soil by the end of this weekend. Some of them have already left early. Liam Livingston did that for the Punjab Kings a couple of days ago, and so did Josh Butler. So, to bring in someone else to open, they bring in Tom Caylor-Cadmore, who had a few solid hits here and there, but ultimately not too much. And for Rajasthan, their hit-and-miss top order continues, and it was once again back to Rian Parag. And for him, this is his home ground. He plays for Assam in the Indian domestic circuits. He is from there, so kind of a homecoming for him, and he put on a good show. 48 from 34, really anchored the innings, really kept the innings stable as wickets fell around him. And the way he was going, and he was going very well, had he just gotten a bit more support, just anywhere, either from people up the order, people down the order, maybe Rajasthan could have gotten more than 144. But we can't also understate the supporting act that Ravichandran Ashwin played with the bat, being promoted to number 5, 28 from 19, just quick runs and just stabilizing the innings and not really, just keeping the collapse going. It helps bring some structure to the innings and brought a little bit of impetus. When Ashwin came into bat, the run rate for Rajasthan was well below 6. They were not even at run a ball. Ashwin gave that innings a little bit of a jump start, a kick start, and they at least got the run rate up to over 7. They kind of just stood around that 7 mark, as evidenced by only scoring 144. But nobody else really got going. It was just Parag, Ashwin, and then other people tried, and almost everybody else failed. So when you have that happen, you want to look at the bowling, and you want to look at the pitch. The early pitch report said that this was going to be an absolute belter, so you're thinking 180, 200. The pitch obviously did not play out like that. It was very slow. The odd one was gripping. If you got your lines and lengths right, and if you were able to take pace off the ball consistently and do so well, you were going to get a lot out of this pitch. Sam Curran was able to do that, 2 for 24. And you also had Rahul Chahar, the frontline spinner for Punjab this season. He had a good outing. 4 overs, 2 wickets, 26 runs. Harsha Patel, who's known for his slower balls, especially at the death overs of the innings, he brought home some good returns as well. 2 wickets, 28 runs, 4 overs. Very economical throughout. Nobody was really expensive. And when you have an innings like that, things tend to go your way. And for Punjab, the job was halfway finished, but they still had to finish it off. And after a certain point, losing 3 in the power play, it looked like they were not going to get it done. But, sometimes when it's a low enough score, you find a way. And Punjab found a way, spearheaded by their captain, who followed up his 2 for 24 in the first innings with a solid 63 from 41 while chasing, finishing unbeaten, and taking Punjab over the line. Sam Curran signs off the IPL in a impressive fashion, complete all-around performance, and it kind of leaves you thinking what could have been for Punjab, because we've seen this, and we've seen the highs, we've seen the lows, and you have players like Sam Curran who can play to the situation, who can play the long innings, who can contribute with the ball, and we've also seen how the entire Punjab team can just bat teams out of a game. We saw them chase down 262. 262. And they did so with over and over to spare. So, if that sort of ability is there, you're thinking, how on earth was this team the second team eliminated from the playoffs? The problem is they're too inconsistent for their own good. And similar to RR, their top order doesn't necessarily fire, leaving a little too much for players like Shashank Singh, Jadesh Sharma, Ashutosh Sharma to really kick on at the back end. And when they don't, the entire team struggles. And usually Sam Curran is left with a consolidation job because Punjab as a whole this season has always lost wickets in batches. They lost wickets in batches today. So Sam Curran had to do another consolidation job. Credit to Jadesh Sharma for just playing out 20 deliveries and not losing his wicket, or else that collapse probably would have just continued. And it's about just avoiding collapses, and Punjab was just not able to do that enough this season. It looked like they were on their way to another collapse and another microcosm of their season, similar to what we saw with Delhi and Lucknow yesterday, but they pulled through. I don't know how, but they did. Because, again, this is one of those teams where somehow, some way, for whatever godforsaken reason, they just can't get out of their own way. And it seemed like Punjab was going to get in their own way again. But credit to Sam Curran for playing an incredibly mature knock. Incredibly mature, finding gaps, not throwing away his wicket, playing proper cricketing shots, not trying to do anything extra. And here's the thing with those low-scoring chases. All you gotta do is get one big hit here and there, and all of a sudden, that run rate, however high it is, the required run rate just plummets. And sometimes, all you gotta do is just hit a 6 here and there. Because think about it. You're chasing a 7-run and over chase. If you hit a 6, you only need 7 runs per over. You already got 6 runs off of one ball. So mathematically, boundaries are huge in that context. Sam Curran hit 5 4s and 3 6s. So those are huge chunks out of a chase. And again, for some people, they would think, oh, let me just try and deal in boundaries. Let me just try to get ahead of this as soon as possible. And sometimes when you can't do that, it's better to just stay calm, knock the ball around. Sam Curran's international experience showed here. He showed the ability to just knock the ball around, and he showed the ability to, hit the loose balls when on offer. Is that sort of situational awareness that Punjab as a team lacked throughout the season? You need that sort of match awareness from your entire team. And yes, you're not going to have international experience from 1 through 11. But you don't need international experience to have situational awareness, to have match awareness, to have the ability to play proper cricketing shots with the bat, and to not throw away your wicket trying to play something reckless. It doesn't take international experience to understand a match situation when bowling and understanding, okay, if the batsman is trying to do this, let me just play to my strengths. Let me set the field in a way that if the opponent wants to go to the leg side, I'm going to invite them to hit onto the leg side and maybe find the hands of a fielder. It's those little things that Punjab didn't do enough of, and they did just enough of today to get the win, but they didn't do enough of those to get wins consistently throughout the season. So that's how their season's kind of gone, and for Rajasthan, it's back to the drawing board, and here's the thing. KKR is now guaranteed to finish as the number 1 team on the points table this year. And for Rajasthan, their top 2 chances are still good. If they win against KKR in their last league stage game, they go through. If SRH just loses 1, and depending on some other net run rate things, Rajasthan can still finish in top 2. However, from a team that should have qualified for the playoffs 2 weeks ago to just qualifying because of a bunch of things going right, and none of them were in their control, that's a fall from grace. And with the playoffs coming up, you do not want to hit this type of skid. Rajasthan needs to find a way to figure this out fast. They got one last opportunity to do it. And if they fail there, it's on to the playoffs. And if they fail there, they're done. So it's weird to say, but this is kind of a make or break now for Rajasthan. Because, again, a 4-game skid. You have to rectify that somehow. Will they? I don't know. Only one way to find out. And that's in their last league stage game that's on Sunday. So with that, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. And I'll be back for the next one. Have a good one.